So that whole the pathway leading up to the tree, that's meant to represent yourself, right, in your life.
What the tree, represents is basically my the injury that I have on my spinal cord. And within that path, you see a breakthrough, like a breakthrough, which is, about the level of the injury, the thoracic injury. And at the top, there's a part that's missing, which is meant to represent our consciousness. As I look back and remember and touch up on things, drawing was the thing that made me get into this, tattooing and everything. As time went by, I kind of abandoned drawing for a while, and I'm really, really glad that I got to reconnect with it.
Draws you right in.
It's very labor demanding, but it's something that saved my life. I mean, it just got me out of the depressed state that I was. Like, I'm trying to somehow connect and, inspire other kids, It's like you don't have to get shot on being in a wheelchair, but there's, just in today's world, that there's so many distractions, there's so many things going on. And I just wanna pay it forward, When we create something, the initial idea is to share it with people and guide ourselves through the reactions that people have. Initially doing that myself, I came to the realization that the biggest impression that I needed to get was not that from other people, but from within me. The show that we're doing is based on introspection, the looking within oneself and analyzing the patterns of behavior, the feelings that we get. And that ultimately became one of the main focal points of not just my drawings, but the show itself. Sometimes it's very difficult to understand what is going on through the expressions that I put down and graphite on my drawings. I'm hoping to have people relate, and in that process feel a little bit of peace, and maybe get inspired themselves to find something that brings the same feeling into their life.
I've known Jose for almost 30 years, and watching this show get put together over the last 3 to 4 years, hearing him talk about it and to see it come to fruition, that's what we want to do as artists.
When you look at what he was able to accomplish, you know that he's been disciplined, dedicated, and just glued to that pencil, man.
I was really impressed with his range. It wasn't just pencil drawings, but it was also paintings,
A whole bunch of different art, from pop art to culture art.
I love all his art.
So the curator on this one, I don't think this is all of it either.
It's inspiring, man. It reminded me of walking into like one of the chapels in Rome or the Vatican.
I'm just so grateful. I know we're honored to not only call him a friend, but an absolutely smashing artist.
Yeah, for me, one of the things that it really worried me a lot, and essentially is what made me put in more effort, was the material itself. I don't think there's anything better than showing something that literally has your soul and your spirit. Besides that, there's so much that goes into all this, and it was something that I had no idea how it would come about. That's not even touching on expenses, getting art framed a certain way for a good presentation. This is all after the fact that you spend hundreds of hours, maybe even thousands of hours doing the work. I had to walk away from doing art for many, many years. But the fact, that exploration, has led me to the understanding that, that thing that I've been searching for this whole time. It was that thing that is right here, right in my home.
Congratulations, Jose, on all your success.
Yes.
It's well-earned, well-deserved, to the hardest man working in our business.
I think you have elevated the work at this gallery several notches.
He's had to overcome a life of just, struggle. And to be able to do this is what makes it so much more beautiful.
Putting it into perspective, man, I think that we should all learn from this, man, and see that we should always be working on improving our art, improving anything, not putting anything off for tomorrow.
Maybe you should get some of your artwork in some museums and some galleries too. It's where it belongs. So anyway.
You know, I went through a very difficult time that forced me to, or pointed me on the direction of creating art. However, pressure does bring out the best in you a lot of the times. That's how diamonds are created. One of my main focuses is to empower other kids that might be in a situation, where they might not see a way out. For me, art, was that light at the end of the tunnel. When I think about how long it takes me to do a piece of work, it's hundreds of hours at times. But when I really sit down and think what it took for that to be possible, it's an accumulation of the last 30 years. To me, this is just the beginning of a new journey.
I got no excuses now. Jose Lopez, my brother, we love you.
All of the credit and all of the love is all deserved, man.
I just want to let you know that I'm very proud of you. I'm honored to have your work in our gallery.
You know what you're doing, man. Keep inspiring us all.
You're my boy, Blue. I love you very much, and you know that from the bottom of my heart.
Congrats, Dad. We're so happy, and even happier that my kids get to see this you've created along the years. And I remember being with you when you used to tattoo, and I was like Ira's age. You've come a long way, and I'm so happy to witness this.
We're in our hometown doing what we're doing. The people that know our story know where we're coming from and what we've gone through, and I'm just so proud of you, and I love you. That's it, I love you.
It's a beautiful journey, Dad.
Thank you for everything, for